All right, we're Less Lethal Concepts. We develop less lethal devices for individual crowd control. Primarily it was for law enforcement. We found a significant application both for military and overseas use as well. There hasn't been a whole lot out there available for mass crowd control other than impact weapons and stuff like that, for like baton rounds, 40 millimeter, 37 millimeter. So this device here is for mass deployment of oleoresin capsicum or pepper spray to extract of the cayenne pepper. So we found it's extremely useful on non-compliant individuals that basically don't meet the requirements for lethal force. It's pressurized with liquid CO2. Oh, sorry. It's pressurized with liquid CO2. It comes out as a micro pulverized spray. It will reach 50 feet in a static environment without wind. With wind, it'll carry all the way down a block or wherever you needed to get it to. I've personally used this one in law enforcement for about 10 years. Found it's extremely effective both in individuals and also in crowds. The spray unit itself is housed in a pack, so it's comfortable to carry. It weighs about 14 pounds when it's loaded, and it's dispensed out of a spray gun. There's also several attachments that come with it. There's one for under the door for doing under doorways, prison cells, stuff like that. There's also a 4-way dispenser for attic and crawl spaces, underneath attic areas and stuff like that. As you can tell in the video, it comes out at a decent rate. You can use it close up without damaging or harming a subject, but it also will reach out a fair distance. Waiting for one of the other videos to come out. And the biggest problem we found is, the main go-tos have been, on the belt dispenser units. They're about 2-ounce spray cans. They're not very effective. We found that this one's extremely effective in that arena. I think it's this video here. Yeah, if you can play that one there. No, the last one there. So this first one here, that's out of Cincinnati. That was last month. So it's one officer using a single can to disperse an entire crowd. And as you can see, it doesn't work very well. With this unit, that crowd will be going down the road. So it's extremely effective.
So, sir, can you explain that video? I mean, we watch people just standing there and not effective.
Well, that was a training scenario for one of our county agencies, local county agencies, and it was just water. We were using water just to demonstrate the force that it comes out, because they expressed some concerns as well as far as how close you can be to the exit of the wand. So we went up to like about approximately 1 foot, and we didn't. There's no issues with delivering a blast at 1 foot. And then we did them at varying distances. So they can actually feel the effect of the liquid coming out without, of course, using a live agent, because it's not gonna work very well using live agents in an agency demonstration like that, because it'll incapacitate them. So now, as far as charging the system, one of the other big benefits is it only takes about 30 seconds to recharge the system. There's a small port right here. You undo that port, you pour in 50 ounces of agent, which is pretty close to half a gallon of agent. You seal it up and you recharge it. So around 30 seconds to charge. So you can actually have a constant stream of these units being recharged and deployed on a skirmish line for a riot, or you keep them in your safe zone or in your vehicle or whatever, and you can still charge them right there. Anybody have any questions? That's pretty much it.
So part of the Innovation Corner, and I know you really, you're interested. So typically, how do we currently do it? And you're showing the police with their little brights. So right. I'm going to use CS gas.
Now, they do have an OCCS blend,
right?
Which we do find it is It's a little bit more effective when it's a component like that. It's a binary between OC and CS.
Right.
I've used that on SWAT before, and it is very effective for clearing out houses or basically it would clear out half of this pavilion if we use
But
it.
what I'm talking is from an impact. So
Mm-hmm.
every soldier that goes to the Army, they have to go through that, the tent,
Right.
and they take off their mask, and
Right.
we all know what the effects are.
Right.
How do you compare the effects of the cayenne
Oh, between
pepper?
CS and
CS,
OC?
Yes.
With OC, you get more of an instantaneous closing of the eyes. With CS, you get more of an effect on the mucous membranes. There's a larger discharge and stuff like that. You don't have quite the discharge you do with OC. It's more of an extreme burning sensation, like a really bad sunburn. But it also causes them to, like I said, instantaneous closing of the eyes.
Right.
They can't see what's going on, and it becomes. I don't want to say there's some
Disorienting?
difficulty with breathing, and,
Right.
and not to a point of where they're having problems, but it's an irritant to the point where it's you really don't feel like breathing because it's so
So would you
irritating.
look at from an escalation of non-lethal? This would be before the CS or after the CS?
Well, it depends on what the use continuum is.
Okay. Right.
It depends on the use continuum. A lot of your civilian agencies don't use straight CS anymore unless it's in a gas form from a
Right.
grenade. But it falls within the same continuum area. Anytime a chemical agent can be deployed within that use continuum, this can be deployed.
Okay.
So everybody's a little bit different. Where I was from, it was basically you give verbal commands, and if they're not complying, then you hit them with this. My experiences have been with a single individual who had knives taped to his hands, and that's it's not a scenario we really want to have to shoot somebody. We deployed this, and we were able to take him into custody without having to shoot him. So those are some of the scenarios that they would use it in.
Okay, any other questions? Hey, we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
I know we had a little mix-up.
It was last
but,
minute, so.
Yes, excellent. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.